this part, and so far it's not looking so great. But we're still trying to be optimistic because I'm pretty sure the turbo was blown. I had disconnected the coolant and then filled that tube. Like, it was completely full with ATF. Like, completely full. There was a little tiny air bubble. Now it's all gone. So we're convinced the turbo has failed. This was on the blown engine, the one that spit a piston out. Shouldn't even have put it on here, but I didn't have another good one. So now we're gonna try installing the CX Racing bolt-on made to play turbocharger. Had it for a little bit. It should have been on there already. The downpipe fitment was terrible. I believe this is a drift motion one. You can see it was rubbing on the transmission, just pulling in all kinds of ways. So I'm just gonna put the downpipe I had on my purple car, the one that goes with the tailpipe muffler, whole catback setup. So at least it's gonna have a solid exhaust and it's not gonna rub and go tuck, 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 tuck while it's idling. But also I need to fix this right here, because while it's idling, rough, that's fucking knocking around. And I almost thought the motor was knocking, but the motor seems pretty decent when I get it to run good. So I'm convinced that I could probably get away with putting the new turbo on, put some new gas in it, because it hasn't had a good fresh tank of 91 ever. Like, since I've owned it, I put like a jerry can in it, and it smells like bad gas because I never really drove it yet. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna hope for the best. Hopefully the turbo fixes it and it runs good. If not, pull it out, refresh it. Anyways, here's where we're at. We're about to pull this off. I got 3 of the 4 bolts loose on the turbo. We're gonna get the intercooler pipe off down there, which was a bitch of a spot to get at. This bigger 2.5-inch intercooler pipe is really hard to fit in here, and honestly, this whole setup was very tight, very hard to get to sit nice. Now that's all sitting nice, taking it all back apart. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of this and go to an oil catch can that ventilates the atmosphere, just because I think the motor's got a bit of blow by. It came out of a car with 200K. So we're just trying to make it run good enough to drive. Doesn't have to be crazy horsepower or nothing. Like, just want this to be the street car, you know, drive around, take the target top off, go to car meets, stuff like that. The purple car is probably gonna be like the fucking race car, take it to the drag strip, shit like that, but still need lots of money to finish that one. It's not looking so great with how much work I've been. Don't have a lot of time, especially since I'm driving back and forth. Everything's here at my dad's shop. Might have to just take up my dad's offer, start sleeping in his camper beside the shop. Probably what's gonna have to happen for the next couple months. For the summer at least. But anyways, let's get this turbo out and see what it does. So we got the turbo all unbolted, the oil lines unbolted, ready to pull it out. Basically the only thing holding us back right now is the intercooler pipe. We got the silicone clamps undone. And we're gonna try to wiggle this guy out. Blown turbo for sale. Anybody wants to rebuild it? I think I'm done with CG26s. It's all trial and error. The head gasket's blown. It'll be a winter project. We'll pull the block. Probably get it sent to Nash Competition Engines. Get the head surface, the block surface, see what they could do. We'll see. We'll see what happens though. I'm gonna clean this up with a wire wheel and then try to get the new turbo in here. So I'm probably gonna use the downpipe that was on my purple car, which is this one. no flex pipe. But here we have it. I left it sit in the box all winter in the back of the car, so got a little bit, yeah, not so nice. Should be okay though. We got the fittings on. This is the only way I could see getting a hose on here. This is actually clamping it down. I had to like modify this piece and stuff, but it should hold. If it doesn't leak, we'll be good, because supposedly this hose doesn't need a hose clamp. So I don't know if you can see it in there. I've got the fitting already on the fitting, all in place, ready to go. Should be good. Alright, so I got the fitting from my turbo screwed right in. Hope the angle's okay. I'm gonna have to get another vacuum line later. The one that was on my factory turbo is not gonna fit. So this is what we're putting on here. We're kind of upside down, but whatever, you get the point. Fairly nice big turbo. Kind of like some like hybrid. I was looking into it. It's like, I think like a modified Evo turbo kind of sort of deal. Alright, so I'm trying to stick this into my air cooler pipe here. Looks pretty good. That's definitely bigger than the stock one. So, a little upgrade. See how she goes. If that don't go, then the motor's gonna go. So we'll figure it out, right? One step at a time. So we got it all bolted down. Everything seems to be in a good position. I don't know about the angle for the oil, but it should work. I mean, that's the best I could do for fitment of everything. I'm hoping that's okay with the turbos, bearings, everything. Seems to be a bit of an angle when I look at it from the front, but it's gonna be going down anyway, so hopefully that's okay. I don't really like how long that is. I might even take it off, go to Telstar and get a bit shorter. Probably go like 3-4 inches shorter, and do that later. So we got the turbo bolted on. Got it sitting in its place. We got to hook up the return line. Just like install kit came with this little syringe of oil. Probably gotta stick that through the turbo right before I hook up the lines. And put this all back together and try to start it. And put that downpipe on it. Hopefully the plug from that one fits into that one. Because I had a O2 sensor for a AM wideband gauge in my other car. So we got the turbo, the downpipe installed. It's just that little hole that's for EGT bung. As you can see, it is missing. We're either gonna have to install an EGT gauge in here because there is an empty pod. You could probably put an EGT gauge or just plug it for now. Probably just gonna plug it for now. But as you can see, like the downpipe down there fits way better. It's not rubbing the transmission. I'm pretty confident that now that it's solid mounted, there's no flex pipe. It's not gonna go tuck, 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 ting, ting, tuck, tuck, ting, and fucking rub on the frame and the little cross member thing, that's a little drive shaft loop thing. So it's bouncing on the rear subframe, kind of rear diff area, and that little bar that goes across. I was missing the bar, so I made one out of square aluminum stock there, and that's what it was bouncing on. So hopefully that's not a thing anymore. This was super hard to fit on. As you can see, it looks a little bigger. There's like a little lip there. Struggled really hard with that. I was sweating. Didn't even make sense how hard I got it. I'm just glad it's on. The intake's ready to go on. Gonna put the intake on, and gonna have to fix that O2 wire here. I was just plugging it into that red one like they had it, but I think I could depin that, solder a little jumper wire in there, and plug it back in properly. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna fix that before we start it up. I also want to find the bracket for that. I know I have it on one of my spare turbos. I just gotta find the spare turbo. I have the bracket that goes from there to there, because there's no bolt hole for the bracket right here that goes to the bottom. And I noticed that this one specifically is missing the bracket that goes underneath the manifold to the block. So there's like no support on this turbo right now. So at least if I pick it up from the top right here, it'll kind of hold some of it on, some of the weight. So we got this soldered up right here. And try to make this work. I'm gonna fix up the O2 sensor. Get rid of this freaking janky setup. Plug that into the O2 sensor that came off my purple car. I don't know if it was like that or if it got broke when I took the thing apart, but ended up using the turbo downpipe because it's solid. Just gonna get an EGT probe or block that off, and then that should be good to go. So it's turned out pretty decent. I'm just gonna shrink wrap that and then tape it and plug it in, and we're good. It turned out pretty good. Plugged in, everything should work now. And that's done. Now we can put the pipe back on and basically fire it up. We just need that plug. We might try to find one around here. Pretty sure it's just national pipe thread. As long as I find the right size pipe plug, should be good. So what I thought was going to be the easiest part was actually probably one of the longest parts. One hose clamp, the dipstick. Then I realized the dipstick doesn't have a mount anymore, so I made this thing. Not the nicest, but it works. So we're gonna bolt that in. Should be good. Should be able to fire it up. actually sounds healthy for once. I should get some fresh fuel in it. And just smoking out a bit here. Trying to make sure there's no leaks. Now they fixed the O2 sensor, it's actually running properly. I guess that was probably a big issue the whole time. This is what I wanted the purple one to be like